Hello everyone, it's me Riley Rose, and today I'm going to be reading Spongebob X Reader, an adorable and touching story created by Spongebob's biggest fan. This is the biggest Spongebob fan, okay? You think you might be the biggest Spongebob fan? You're not. Starring the one and only Spongebob SquarePants. In this fanfiction, you will actually experience how a relationship with a certain yellow sponge would be like. Spongebob's biggest fan. Update: 3 years earlier, I cringed so hard at this description. Well, y'all can join me. Love is complicated. It's been 2 years since I left Bikini Bottom. The last time I visited the underwater civilization things were complicated. Well, it would take out the parts where I got to go jellyfish at jellyfishing fields with Spongebob and Patrick, learn a little bit of karate with Sandy, and work at the Krusty Krab. Then it's complicated. It got complicated on my last day of my visit to Bikini Bottom. You see, during the vacation, I kind of, started to develop a crush on Spongebob. Well, couldn't you blame me? He's cute, yellow, and has eyes bluer than the sky, and sea put together, not to mention the optimistic personality. I knew that we were made for each other, but things only got more complicated from there. On the morning of the last day, I was packing my last-minute items for the journey home with my pal Sandy Cheeks. Sandy and I have been friends for a long time. Being mammals, we have to look out for each other, so she lets me stay in her tree dome. As we packed for the last-minute items, I felt a tear slide past my eye and it rolled down my cheeks. I knew I couldn't leave Bikini Bottom without sledding some tears. Sandy noticed the sudden change in my behavior. "Are you okay, partner?" Okay, now I'm gonna try the accent. "Why the long face?" Sandy asked. "Oh, it's nothing, Sandy." I lied. "That's not true. What are you crying for?" I was stuck. Sandy knew something was wrong. What could I do? Then I realized this is my friend I could trust. I had to spill the beans. Sandy, could I talk to you?" "Sure thing. You can tell your old pal anything." "Thanks, Sandy. Hey, what are friends for? So, what do you want to talk about?" Well, the reason I was crying because I'm gonna miss you guys so much. Bikini Bottom has such a friendly neighborhood with lots of adoring sea creatures. Aw, shucks, I'm gonna miss you too, partner. We are closer than a bark on a tree. Is that why you were crying?" Sandy said in her Texas accent. I'm not gonna try to do an accent. "No." "Well, since I came to Bikini Bottom, you're the first one I'm gonna tell this, so Pinky promise, please promise not to tell anyone." "Well, sure, if it's a secret or something." I love Spongebob." "Well, golly, I always knew you like Spongebob, but not like this." "Yeah, well, he is cute." "You gotta tell him, or else you'll never know if he loves you back." "To tell him? I can't do that. What if he doesn't love me back?" "Well, you'll never know if you never tell him." "I guess you're right, Sandy. But what if he turns me down and doesn't want to be friends anymore?" "Oh, don't worry. Spongebob is the type of guy who we want to end a relationship with." "Yeah, I hope so. Gee, we better get in the boat before what the fuck is that? Leaves us. The airplane, the underwater airplane in Bikini Bottom." Yeah, everyone knows that. "Don't worry, pal. We got everything packed and I invite everyone to come, even Spongebob." "Wait, what does that mean?" "Yeah, you gotta tell him before you leave." "I was afraid you say that, Sandy." "Don't worry, everything will be fine. Now remember to wear your air helmet all the time once you leave the tree dome." "Okay," I sighed, to put the air helmet on my head and got into the boat. "So, you want to hear some music?" "Yeah, sure, Sandy. I love music." Sandy put on the radio and tuned it to Bikini Bottom FM. As the songs played, I started to listen to it heartily with it. Then the DJ at the BBFM radio station said that one of the listeners had a special announcement. "Hey, all you crazy Bikini Body listeners, Spongebob SquarePants has a special announcement for a very special friend of his. He wants to wish them the best and safest journey back home." What a sweet request! Did Spongebob actually go through all the trouble of making a special request on Bikini Body FM? Oh my gosh, imagine she never turned on the radio station and he just did all that for nothing. He sure did. Ain't he sweet? I then took out my iPhone and the first thing I saw were messages from my friends Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Pearl, Mrs. Puff, Larry the Lobster, Plankton, Karen, and even Squidward. But no Spongebob? Well, at least I can see at the airport. Then Sandy broke my thoughts by saying, "We're here!" What? I'm not ready to go!" "Oh god, is there a problem?" "Ugh, I guess I'm nervous. I'm gonna have to tell him, aren't I?" "Well, don't worry, pal, I got your back." "So, where is everyone you invited?" "Well, I invited them to come at around 4:30, and it's 4, so they should come soon." Sandy and I waited in the waiting area for about 15 minutes as the PU was checking our bags. We then noticed a gaggle of sea creatures wave at us in the distance. It wasn't clear to tell who they were, but they were quite far away, and living underwater creatures does a blur to your vision. If you look at the objects far away, as the sea creatures ran towards us, I could finally make out who it was. I could see Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Larry, Mrs. Puffs, Pearl, Plankton, and Carrot, all wearing fancy clothes and holding gifts. Hope we aren't late. Nope, just 5 minutes, but that's okay. Well, you're a bear of laughs. Squidward's a pretty cool squid. Wait, I mean octopus, sorry. Squidward, he has a great sense of humor, and we both share many of the same interests, like art, for instance. He's one of my best friends, to be honest. I know, Squidward, I'm such a hoot. Wait, everyone, where's Spongebob? Spongebob? Oh no, you didn't invite him, did you? Mrs. Puff freaked out, reminding everyone about Spongebob behind the wheel. Everyone ignored Mrs. Puff and her negative behavior and searched for the yellow sponge. Oh no, what if he's forgotten about me leaving? What if I never see him again? Finally, a lonely tear leaked its way through the barrier of my eyes and tripped into my cheeks. Confession into depression. I'm ready! Spongebob! Everyone shouted. I kinda hid myself behind the crowd. Hey everyone, am I late? No, Spongebob, you're just, 1, 2, 7, 9, Patrick said, while I was trying to count. 15 minutes late, me boy. What took you so long? Mr. Krabs said. Well, I went to the store to get these flowers. I'm here. I spoke with a red blush all over my face. Spongebob also blushed when he saw me. That made me giggle. Here you go. Spongebob smiled as he placed a bouquet of pink flowers to me. They're beautiful, Spongebob. Thanks. Don't mention it. By the way, you look stunning. Thank you. You look cute as always. All passengers boarding the airplane SPSP7 must start boarding the plane now. I repeat, everyone boarding this plane must start boarding the plane now. I looked at my ticket and looked back at my friends. I knew I was crying. I was sure of it. I had lost all control of my behavior. All I wanted to do now was cry, but not in front of Spongebob. I couldn't help it. Tears were flooding my face and eyes and were red from crying. I saw everyone looking at each other, not knowing how to comfort me. I closed my eyes, pretending not to notice as I cried some more. All of a sudden, I felt a pair of arms cuddle against my waist. I lifted my heart slowly as I noticed a yellow bod filled my pores. Please don't cry. I want you to be happy on your journey back. I'm just gonna miss you all, especially you, Spongebob. This was it. The moment that would change my life forever. The confession that would change our lives forever. I had to make it last. Spongebob? Could I tell you something? Yeah, sure. You can tell me anything. I love you. Oh, what the hey? I love you, Spongebob. I shouted as I took my air helmet and lifted the yellow sponge high into the air and kissed his smooth, soft lips. The gas in the background from everyone could be heard. Nobody was expecting me to kiss Spongebob. I continued to kiss Spongebob. I could feel his warmth against mine as I kissed him harder. My mind was set. This was definitely the sponge of my dreams. Then I broke the kiss as I was starting to feel a little bit suffocated from not wearing the air helmet underwater. I quickly put it back on and looked at Spongebob's face and saw that he was blushing completely and was a little startled. Yeah, you didn't really ask for his consent or he wanted to kiss you back, but okay. I quickly grabbed my bags off the floor and ran to the board of the airplane. I didn't want to look back. I didn't want the past to haunt me. In the distance, I heard a high-pitched voice shout, "Wait!" But it was too late. My actions were done and I had to face the consequences. I boarded the plane and flew back home. Remembering the events of today's episode, crying my eyes out. Writers know, I'm crying. As you can see, my life is a total mess. 2 years ago, I got the one chance to tell a person that I love them, and I screwed up by running away as fast as I can. No text from any of them, including Spongebob for 2 years. That says a lot, doesn't it? I really gotta fix this mess. The only way to go back to Bikini Bottom and hear Spongebob's side of the story, he may turn me down, but at least I don't have to live my life out of fear and look over my shoulder all the time. I'll fix this mess for the both of us, Spongebob. I grabbed my bags and packed some fresh clothes and essential objects. I booked a next plane to the Bikini Bottom as soon as possible and hired a taxi to take me to the airport. You're in a hurry, miss. Darn tootin', yes. I gotta win myself a sponge. The lady looked at me like I was some crazy alien, but shrugged off as she saw the client. I boarded the plane without any further details. I'm coming, SquarePants. The journey was about a 7 hours flight, but flew time was planning on what to say to Sponge. Finally, I got the right words to say to him. I landed in Bikini Bottom at around 6:22 p.m. and called for a cab to drop me off at Spongebob's. Wait a sec, that's the SquarePants residence. Oh, he went out to Jellyfish Fields today. I just spoke to him. Okay, then take me to Jellyfish Fields and make it snappy. Yes, ma'am. As soon as we pulled to Jellyfish Fields, there was no sign of anyone, but I got out of the cab anyway. I turned around to hand the cab driver his fee. I turned around to see the Jellyfish Fields empty. The sky was black and the stars were out. It was cold considering I wasn't wearing a jacket. I walked around the field to see if Spongebob was jellyfishing, but there was no sign of him. Just a breeze that went through my skirt. A few jellyfishes were here and there. I thought about Spongebob and how he was so good at comforting me. And if he was here right now, he would make me feel warm and snug. Stud. I knocked over and behind me I turned around to see who it was. Sorry, ma'am, I didn't see you there. A short little yellow sea creature, Stoke. Spongebob? I shouted as soon as I saw his big blue eyes. As soon as he realized it was me, he blushed. I'll remember the airport incident 2 years ago. I blushed back. What are you doing here? I wanted to see you. I replied, not knowing what his answer would be. That's nice. Is there anything you want to talk about? Actually, there is. Okay, let's sit over there. It has a nice hill where you can have a magnificent view. Okay, SP, you be my guide. He giggled at that remark. Wait, before we start, aren't you cold? Yeah, I don't have a jacket. You can share mine, don't worry. I smiled and nodded, allowing him to take off his jacket and wrap it around my shoulders and waist. Thanks, Spongebob. The thing I wanted to talk to you about was, the incident that happened 2 years ago. Oh, right. I wanted to say that I'm sorry that I kissed you like that. I'm sorry I ran away and leaving you dumbfounded. You must hate me. I shivered as I hugged him. Tears melted into my eyes and my makeup was smudged. You don't have to be sorry about it. I don't hate you. You're one of my greatest friends. But really? Sure. Remember the time when we caught a rare jellyfish and its tongue swiveled like crazy? Spongebob giggled. I sure do. And the time when we had a barbecue to celebrate your birthday? You're welcome. But what you did for me was way more special. I can't believe you made a special request on BBFM for me. I'm sorry I didn't think you earlier. Oh, you actually heard the request? I thought no one would hear it. Me neither. Well, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, we have a very special times together. I guess that's why Love me? He finished. Yeah, the main thing that I wanted to ask you was, do you love me too? That, I love you too, he said while jumping onto me. His sudden jump caused me to lie down on the green grass while he's sitting just below my cleavage. We both looked into each other's eyes and found snuggle that night. Spongebob grabbed me and kissed my lips. His kiss was hot and fierce, yet sweet and delicious. Now this was definitely worth the wait, I bragged as I continued to kiss my beloved. It sure was, Spongebob whispered into my ears. We both say in union, showing the love and gratitude for each other. And that was the end of the story. Also, just want to say a disclaimer. I write this in the description of a lot of my wattpad videos, but I want to say it in video. Do not send hate to the authors of these stories, okay? Whether the fanfic is satire or not, do not send hate. Let people just make their fun little fanfics. Who cares if Spongebob's biggest fan writes a fanfic about him, okay? It's not that serious, okay? We're just here to have fun. Don't make fun of anyone, okay? We're just here to have fun. If you like this video, comment, subscribe. This is the end of our meeting. Goodbye.
Hey man, it's Freak Bob. Thanks for answering. People usually don't answer, and it's taking a toll on me. That's why